Hey guys, welcome to Death Battle. Welcome to Nexus Reaction. I'm actually doing my reaction video for Ghost Rider versus it's the ultimate, but I'm also going to put reaction. So I did put a poll of who would win. So who would win? I pick up Spawn, who actually have more kills than Johnny Blaze.
Ghost Rider versus Spawn. The Spirit of Vengeance versus the Dark Angel of Armageddon. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick. And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Johnny Blaze has always been a man possessed, chasing the thrill of certain doom by performing death-defying stunts, following the example of his adoptive father, Crash Simpson. Until the day Crash lived up to his name and got cancer, heartbroken, and without enough Wampa fruit to save him, Johnny turned to the only thing that could, chemotherapy. Oh! To cure Crash's cancer, Johnny sold his soul to King of the 8th layer of hell, only for Crash to actually live up to his name right after. But instead of scooping up Johnny's soul, Mephisto had something else in mind. He bound Johnny to an instrument of Zarathos, the Spirit of Vengeance. So Johnny up to him, burst into hellfire, an undead skeleton biker with a sick-ass hug, the 5th scariest Nick Cage performance, the stuntman from hell. He called himself the Daredevil. Sorry, Johnny, that name's taken. Okay, then how about the Ghost Rider? Sure, we definitely didn't forget that we named the character the same thing only 5 years earlier. All you. The Ghost Rider was bad news for Earth sinners and scumbags. He's strong enough to pull down skyscrapers, blow up mountains, and cause earthquakes that can be felt across whole countries. Don't even think about fighting back. He can remake his whole body from the hellfire that engulfs him, making him immune to all physical damage. Only whole target his soul can harm him. It's not just his body. His whole arsenal is hellfire. Ghosty can create anything he can think of, from an infinite stream of chains, a shotgun packed with fiery rounds, or a flaming missile barfed right out of his mouth. Life goals. And he can imbue other objects with hellfire, such as his hell cycle. This badass bike can outpace Thor's hammer Mjolnir, which can cross the universe in seconds. Hellfire is a weapon in and of itself, whether shot out of his hands, raining down from the sky, or released from his boner, Wiz. Get it? And it doesn't just scorch flesh. Hellfire is so deadly, it can burn away your very soul. This technique would be mastered by Johnny's successor, his own brother, Danny Ketch. Oh yeah, Johnny's not the only Ghost Rider, and Danny was the first to master their most famous move. You know, the one that burns your soul to smithereens with just a look, the penance stare. The penance stare inflicts upon its victims every ounce of pain they ever wreaked upon others. Every cruelty, no matter how small or righteous, is reflected back. A biblical punishment. Obliterating your soul. It even works on other Ghost Riders, like when Johnny and Danny got into a staring contest and Danny actually depowered Johnny. Eyes are windows to the so the Ghost Rider must match his for the penance stare to work. Some people have survived it, like the Punisher supposedly because he didn't regret his actions, but it did work on him on other occasions. Well, Johnny can adjust how deadly it is, and it doesn't necessarily have to kill you. He can use the stare to read minds, force you to confess info, or just show you the error of your ways. Remember, the Ghost Rider is 2 souls in 1 body, with the kinder Johnny battling the demon Zarathos in a war of control. Classic Faustian bargain. all the power in the world, but if you want it, it uses you. Because if Johnny gives in, the demon's full might will take over, and then everything is screwed. Zarathos' strength is boundless. He can open up portals between dimensions, control the elements, pen and stare an entire city, and fly all the way to Asgard, which is a literal infinite distance away. He's manhandled some of Marvel's heaviest hitters, like Thor, World War Hulk, and Doctor Strange. Hell, Strange said Zarathos is a threat to all realms, mortal and immortal. Hyperbole? Think again. The Archangel Zadkiel said that the power of the ghost threaten all of it, and even Raven itself. Right before an army of Ghost Riders did just that. Yeah. The spirits of are legion. As far back as the Great Flood, humans have been bonded to the vestiges of God's power to act as his divine wrath on Earth. A sort of heavenly black ops. Okay, wait, does that make Zarathos an angel now? Or is he still a demon? Both? Neither? Despite being one of the greatest entities in existence, it's unclear. What we do know is that ages ago, Zarathos feasted on souls and battled Mephisto for rulership of his realm. Mephisto, ever the trickster, claimed victory and gained control of Zarathos forevermore. Hence how he could bond him to Johnny. But Zarathos got his revenge against that big red bitch with another Ghost Rider, Alejandra Jones. You had one more day to fix that hole in your chest, huh? Comic book fan punching maybe, Mephisto is unbelievably powerful. A battle with him could cause omniversal Armageddon, fitting as his fight with Galactus rents the cosmos asunder. And Galactus' fights can destroy all of Marvel's infinite multiverse. That's the kind of awesome power at Zarathos' disposal. Total cosmic annihilation. So it was no surprise when Johnny went down to the underworld and took Hell's throne for himself, usurping the devil that ruined his life and finally grabbing destiny by the handlebars, scoring the total power of hell itself, plus a sick-ass upgrade, the Damnation Stare, which skips the whole every pain you've ever inflicted thing and just sends you straight to hell. No shot. As they say, though, uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. Johnny began an obsessive crusade to capture all of Hell's escaped demons. But by using his new power to damn them to hell, he began absorbing their evil, feeding off of it, and it corrupted him. Once again, Johnny Blaze was a man possessed. In truth, Johnny was just as trapped by Hell's he'd always been. He needed Danny's help to pull him out of the darkness. Though he gave up Hell's throne, the Ghost Rider continues his war against demons without and within, mentoring his fellow Ghost Riders in the ways of vengeance, always prowling the highways for the evil and the profane. An unstoppable engine of judgment that, with just a glance, could make Galactus himself shit his pants. Maybe one day he'll find salvation in the eyes of one of his victims, as they sure as hell won't find any in his. This battle is sponsored by Robinhood Gold. With Robinhood Gold, you can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on retirement contributions. The privileges of the very privileged are no longer with Robinhood. Your annual contribution by. Plus, you also % APY in non-retirement account, over 8 times the national savings average. The net worth are now available for any network. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive your 3% boost on annual contributions, sign up at robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. Rates subject to change. 3% match requires Robinhood match and must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to robinhood.com/boost. Over 8 times the national average savings account interest rate claim is based on data from the FDIC as of November 18th, 2024. Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold, LLC. If Al Simmons was one thing, he was a killer. A lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Army and the CIA's most decorated assassin, Simmons upheld democracy around the globe at the barrel of a gun, painting the third world in red, white, and blue, but mostly red. Until his final fateful mission when, per his boss's orders, Al was fired. The burning was only getting started because Al's immortal soul was on a one-way trip to hell, where he cut a deal with Malvosia, the big naked lord of the 8th circle of hell. By their pact, Simmons would be reborn a Hellspawn, a superpowered commander of Hell's armies, in exchange for seeing his wife one more time. Oh, buddy, you're just asking to get monkey's bud. Al Simmons returned from the dead as a decaying zombie 5 years later, after his wife had already remarried and had a daughter. There, you saw her. Now get back to work, bitch. Thus was born the undead warrior from hell itself, Spawn. He's so 90s that he comes all the way back around to being the coolest thing ever. Look upon his edge wizard and despair. Spawn would violently defend New York's downtrodden, while slowly uncovering the full breadth of his demonic powers. He's like a walking superpower encyclopedia. He can fly, teleport, turn invisible and intangible, move things with his mind, make force fields, control the elements and the weather, and even stop time. Speaking of time, he can fly so fast, he literally breaks into other dimensions and smashes time as a concept. He can manipulate matter, shape-shifting his own body or transmute people. He can even control and absorb your soul. Wait, Wiz, if he can rearrange molecules, why doesn't he just face? Well, he tried that, but Mabosha cursed him so that he could only make himself... yeah. Oh, it's petty trolling like that gets you a throne in hell. To be fair, Spawn can achieve a similar result with illusions and mental manipulation. He can read and control minds, implant and replace memories, or simply drive you mad. Spawn can do all of this crazy shit because he runs on necroplasm. Basically, hell juice. You're not wrong. Necroplasm is the energy that makes up hell itself. Al's undead body is composed of 400 pounds of it. He can wield it like an energy blaster empowered by the sins of others. Spawn can absorb your evil and feed off of it. By simply walking on Earth, Spawn feels all of humanity's pain all at once. He's even absorbed the sins of 8 million New Yorkers instantly, cleansing them of their evil. Like Jesus? Or he can do the reverse and make you experience the full weight of your own sins, feeling every bit of pain you've ever inflicted on others over your whole life. Like some sort of penance. Though Spawn's necroplasm comes with a catch. Yeah, he's got a limited amount of the stuff, and it drains every time he uses his powers. If he runs out, he's dragged back to hell. Even depowered, Spawn can rely on his elite military training in hand-to-hand combat. He's even fought Batman to a standstill. And as befits his past profession, he loves his big-ass 90s guns. Though his greatest weapon is the sentient being he's genetically and spiritually bonded to, his cloak. Letha of the 7th House of K. You ever wonder why his cape's red? No, now you are, and it's red because it's the apple Eve ate in the Garden of Eden. It's literally made of original sin. Oh, and also the souls of a million sinners, including every one of Hell's victims. Also a touch of vampire for good measure. K7 Letha is constantly evolving. It can act independently to defend Spawn with an infinite stream of chains, transform into weapons, or drain people of their power. It is the most potent weapon Hell has ever created. It even helps Spawn beat the primordial dark god Urizen, who can destroy and eat your soul with just a glare. Except the souls bonded to Spawn acted as a buffer, allowing him to survive. You'd think with an arsenal like that, he'd be unstoppable. But Hellspawns have a weakness to holy weapons and can be killed permanently if decapitated by one. Though Spawn has managed to survive this in the past. No, Spawn's greatest weakness is his own... how do I put this? Stupidity. So Spawn fought this angel lady, Angela. Great name for an angel. She had this dimensional lance that could wipe Hellspawn out of existence, and Spawn got it. But instead of, being cautious around a mysterious angel weapon that hurts him, he just had to push a tiny button and activate it on himself. And so, Spawn was forever destroyed.
グラ様とてまたまたコラボするぞ。レベル様、ドットになった私。
Configured reality to undo his own inexistence. There we are, good as new. That has to be the first time someone accidentally killed themselves and survived. On his quest as Hell's greatest warrior, Spawn has defeated a serial killer ice cream man, a demonic clown, and even his old boss remade by Heaven into an anti-Spawn. He's even encountered other Hellspawn.
Killing bad guys might seem counterintuitive if you work for a Hell Lord, but it actually just adds more souls to Balbosia's army. An army Spawn would have to lead in a war with heaven that'd kill all of
Because the reason Malbolgia chose his commander wasn't that he was some great warrior. It was because Al had proven that he was the best at taking orders.
all his life and all his death. Al was nothing but a hired gun.
And he no more.
So Spawn marched down to hell and ripped Balbosia's fucking head off with a scream so loud it echoed through all of reality. Spawn became the Eighth Circle.
As King, Spawn is a part of Hell itself, gaining access to an unlimited pool of energy that increases 100-fold with every heartbeat. He's effectively omnipotent in there, and strong enough to challenge other Hell Lords like Man.
See, he got so strong. Left was to fight the war between heaven and hell.
But Spawn needed help from the created this god and Satan to begin with. Mother of existence, Gaia.
She wasn't cool with her kids being total assholes, so she appointed Spawn to be the savior.
By eating the fruit from the tree of life, Spawn became truly divine, capable of battling God and a stalemate for eternity that extinguished all life on Earth.
And each of them are powerful enough to create and control infinitely sized universes.
Spawn broke the stalemate by letting God and Satan destroy him, only for Gaia to separate the two from the reality they threatened.
Then, just like that time with the Lance, Spawn respawned and recreated the Earth. Whew, good as new.
Finally freed of the weight of heaven and hell, Al asked to be reborn as a human. But he knew in his heart he deserved to carry on his undead penance in perpetuity.
He's a creature of the 90s, Wiz. He won't be happy unless he can instantly brood over the injustice of his own existence.
Though if you threaten the alley he calls home, beware, because Spawn will turn whatever's left of your life into a living hell.
This battle is sponsored by DraftKings Casino.
If the slots are spinning,
YouTube.
you could be winning. DraftKings Casino and play the classics you
God.
or try something new. Kings exclusive games.
Plus, new players that give DraftKings Casino a spin can get 200 casino spins on a featured game.
Just sign up with code BATTLE and wager a minimum of $5 to receive
So-
200 casino spins on a featured game.
Only on DraftKings Casino. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-78-97777 or visit cc.org. Please play responsibly. 21 plus. Physically present in Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Connecticut and Ontario. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Non-withdrawable casino spins valid for featured game only and expire in 168 hours. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos. Ends March 16, 25 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for one hell of a death battle!
Nights like these drive men insane. Brimstone in the air. Something's coming. If it wants a piece of me, there'll be hell to pay.
Go back to the pit you squirmed from, Hellspawn.
Make me
Yeah.
If you care, it's nothing personal. Vengeance calls.
I don't own the music. This is owned by the power.
You've earned your damnation.
welcome to hell, motherfucker.
dang.
Wickedness. God for breakfast.
I will. If I choose or
Against Spawn's skill and
or
versatility.
Ghost Rider,
Let's into 4 categories.
I
Power.
Spawn.
Spawn
Spawn will win.
to go down to the powerhouse.
But it was different. His power can match that of Mephisto and Galactus, who can threaten all of Marvel's infinite
Yeah, that's true,
cosmic
but
reality. Greater than any. Though Spawn's defeated Satan in more recent comics, he's retained a level of knowledge to his divine form. Match Sarah's power.
Ghost Rider may take power. Remember, Johnny actively resists Zarathos' influence, so Spawn may have had time in the fight to learn and adapt Ghost Rider before he Blue Fury.
Definitely had the edge in skill. He spent decades in military combat and is martial arts just so reliant on
The man, even with powers, Ghost Rider was a lot more Spawn, pretty much entirely focused on attacking the soul.
which doesn't for his versatility. Spawn can stop time, manipulate matter, turn intangible, control minds, warp reality. The Ghost Rider had limited comparison. Had a huge edge in this category.
Though with his invincibility, way greater power, and the ability to make your soul to nothing, Ghost Rider the win through brute.
Not exactly. The last piece of the puzzle is distances. Survive attack soul. Very similar to
Best of for the time he realized to undo his own inexistence.
there was nothing the Ghost Rider could do to overpower that. And that time wasn't planned, merely instinctual. The time he like in his say
Spawn good. Can't. Johnny and Zarathos.
like how good has to attack before. Like is the pen stare to Johnny.
This sort of thing actually a lot, even in recent. The whole Johnny and bonded in the first place is because Zarathos' soul was manipulated by Mephisto.
And not only does Spawn have plenty of experience manipulating souls, he can replicate the effect of the penance stare itself.
And just think about that. A penance stare on Zarathos. Feeling the pain from penance stare ever done. Penance square.
Damnation stare, on the other hand, actively helps, sending him. He gets a literal power boost.
And it wasn't just Spawn's
Was
soul
that
powers that spelled trouble. He
Tales
had
from
other
the
ways to
Hood, too?
bypass Ghost Rider's immortality too. Transmutation, rewriting, or just straight up stealing his powers, which has worked on multiple Ghost Riders in the past.
Giving Spawn the final edge. Zarathos was almost unbeatable. His power advantage advantage, soul destruction, immortality, but Spawn could counter everything thrown at him, and was too unkillable for Zarathos' strength advantage to matter in the long run against his crazier abilities.
That was one hell of a fight, and at least Johnny went out in a blaze of glory.
The winner is Spawn.
Spawn 1.
Next time on Death Battle.
Subscribe and join as a member.
Shiraki versus Mateo. My Hero Academia versus Jujutsu Kaisen. The Livid Voodoo Doll versus the One Night How the Quirk Decay. Oh boy.